Happy 4th of July to everybody here on Fog Wrestling. Too bad wrestling sucks, but the 4th of July, I don't know, get pissed. Drink Bud Light, but we don't drink Bud Light in America, don't we not? Anymore. But anyway, it's time for NXT. I don't know if they're going to hype this up as a proper special edition. They're doing the Great American Bash at the end of what? I think it's the 30th of July. I'm surprised they wouldn't have brought it a wee bit closer, or maybe did it on the 4th. Or just hype this show up. We've seen with NXT with their pay-per-views, they do like these mini, like the Gold Rush thing. Surely they could have incorporated it into the 4th of July and did some like kind of mini mega event here. But to be honest, I'm not on the advertising team or whatever you call it. I'm not too sure what you do call it. But tonight we've got a few important matches. We may as well kick off with the big one. We've a loser leaves NXT match tonight. We've got the Diad taking on the Creed brothers. Personally, I do not really care who wins this match. I hate the Creed brothers and I hate the Diad. So for that reason alone, yeah. But the Diad obviously wanting the release. You could very easily see them lose this match and leave the company. I don't know what their contractual situation is, but I can see that happening. As for the Creed brothers, I think they've outstayed their welcome on NXT, so they could lose and then get called up to the main roster. So either way, I could see either team losing. Usually with this, there is one team that is clearly a favourite, but here, I don't really have a Scooby snack. So for the prediction, I'm going to go with the Creed brothers. I think just for the sole reason that the Diad are going to leave the company. Probably. We've also hyped up tonight. What will Braun Breaker have to say after last week's ending? No one really knows what Braun Breaker's going to have to say after last week's ending. Of course, he battled a few people. Stormed in. He was like, yeah. What about me? What about me, man? What about... I was going to say what about Raven. Not about what about Raven. It's about Braun Breaker. I think it's time to call him up as well. But Raw's already been and went. There was no call-ups on Raw. So that kind of rules out Braun Breaker. What's he going to do? Is he going to feud with Carmel Hayes again? Do we even want to see that? Personally, no. We then have JC Jane taking on Lyra Valkyrie. That JC Jane's a jobber. May as well just call her up to the main roster. That's the end of your job on NXT, what you want to do in the main roster. We've seen on Raw, Indy Hartwell first returned since injury and done nothing. Absolutely hee-haw. So I'm going to go with Lyra Valkyrie to win. We've got Tyler Bate taking on Mustafa Ali. This whole triple threat feud, man. You've got Mustafa Ali, you've got Tyler Bate, you've got Nathan Fraser or whatever. I mean, what is the end game with this feud? Mustafa Ali wanting to call a match straight down the middle. Is he going to call this one? Is he going to get beat straight down the middle? I could see it happening. I really could. So I'm going to go for... what am I going to go for? To be honest, I'm going to go for... Mustafa Ali. You know, he's a main roster guy who's doing NXT. If he can't beat Tyler Bate, man, then he's done. It's all over for him. He needs to go back to the minor leagues, pal. I mean, he's like, 37? And you can't beat a flabby, fat bastard and take Tyler Bate. Who knows? Then we've got Roxanne Perez taking on Blair Davenport. Roxanne Perez probably going to talk about mental health. So I'm rooting for a Blair Davenport victory. There's nothing on the line, per se, here. So I'll go with Blair Davenport, which leaves one more match. And we've got the debut of NXT Underground. You're wondering, Underground? I've heard Underground before. Yes, Raw Underground. Exactly. We've seen that during the COVID years back in 2020 with Shane McMahon running an illegal fight club in the basements of fucking Titan Towers or whatever we were led to believe. That was so much better. Even though it was a mess, I feel like it was like half entertaining TV at the same time, but who really knows, guys, at the end of the day? So, yeah, and it doesn't really matter what the participants are, but I'll talk about them regardless. We've got Eddie Thorpe. Sounds like an amusement park. Thorpe Park. Taking on Damon Kemp. I actually could not tell you which one's which here, so for that reason, for a prediction, it's fucking quite hard to make one, but I'm going to go with Damon Kemp. He's going to pick up the victory here. And that's us done with your NXT preview. There's not an awful lot going on tonight. I mean, I guess if someone is, no matter what, leaving the brand, Will Tony D discover that Stack says they're at? Joe Coffey told him, but I think he'll need tangible proof before the boss of the family acts on what needs to be done. But anyway, guys, till next time, leave your thoughts down below and peace.